There's two different ways a company can use it to achieve desired results. We refer to them as DMAIC and DMEDI. DMAIC is one of the things that a company would use for more current processes. Say you have a part going through the shop and there's something wrong either quality or productivity-wise, you would use the DMAIC philosophy. That is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Now say that you have a part that you're planning on putting through the shop and you haven't yet created any operations for it, the methodology that would be, or the system that you would use would be the DMEDI, and it's more of a design process, and that is define, measure, explore, develop, and implement. So that is the Six Sigma in a nutshell. Now I went over 3 different methodologies. One of them was the Deming's 14-point program. Another one was ISO, and then I just got done finishing talking about Six Sigma. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn it over to Curtis Sinclair. He's going to report on Ford Motor Company and see what kind of process improvement model they're using.
All right, next we're going to look at Ford Motor Company and the process that they're using. Jason talked about Six Sigma. We're going to look at one of the processes that they currently are using, which is done by Six Sigma and big data analysis. What this two teams have done is what they got the data from big data analysis, give it to Six Sigma for all the requirements they need, and what they did is they come up with what they call one Ford. The reason why they come up with this one Ford is they want to reduce base model reduction, and they want to create more company-wide conformity. They were just running into some issues with some models. They were just eating up way too many resources and money throughout the company. What this big data analysis team does is it's ran by Michael Cavaretta, and what he does is they gather just a ton of data between all the vehicles. Each one of these vehicles can record up to about 25 gigabytes of data per hour, and this is done by RFID chips through sensors, and these are about 35 sensors throughout each vehicle. And what this does is it helps them show exactly what the vehicles are doing and possibly show how to improve each vehicle through this process. Okay, now what they're doing with this one Ford process is what this is wanting to do is they want to reach that company-wide conformity. One of the reasons why it was because of that Ford Focus model. What this was doing is they had so many models out there, and for each region was producing a different model, and when it was coming down to ordering parts and stuff like that, when they needed stuff for the vehicles, they just had too many models out there to try and get the right parts for each one. They were getting a little bit too confused on what was out. So what they come up with was a big plan to go from 27 models down to just 9 from 2007 to 2016. One of the ways that they're going to achieve this is by reducing those 9 base models, and what they're going to come up with is about 8.5 million cars that they're going to be able to produce by the end of 2016 with just these 9 base models. Part of this process is they're acquiring plants in Russia and in Asia. What they're doing with these plants is they're restructuring the plant team members. These plant team members, how they're going to have to operate as the team supervisors, are now going to become process coaches. And what this is going to do, this is going to free up the team leaders to have direct involvement with the process management. With this process management team, they're going to be able to get with Six Sigma, come up with better processes and everything. And they're going to be able to analyze the data between all these vehicles, and for the first time in the company's history, they're actually going to be able to compare this data from each company worldwide, from each organization and each plant. Before this, they were never able to do that. Now, what Ford is wanting to do in the future with these new plants and everything that are coming out, they want to be able to upgrade these plants with newer technology. Part of this newer technology is they're going to want to use magnesium castings, polymers, and boron steels. The biggest improvement that's come out here lately is the use of the 3D printers. Ford has said that their basic goal for the use of 3D printers really for production vehicles is they want to use them for aftermarket items like spoilers and items like that.
Company and compare them to Toyota, and thanks to our group partner Mohammed Z. He's holding our camera tonight, so I'm going to be speaking for him. He went in and he looked at Ford, looked at Toyota, tried to distinguish some similarities between the two. And one of the things that we want to talk about, first of all, is it looks like continuous improvement is a major goal set by all major car manufacturers. And continuous improvement can potentially lead to a competitive advantage. Ford Motor Company's continuous process improvement strategy will be compared to Toyota's continuous process improvement strategy on the next and following slides. Got that paused? We'll start off by looking at Ford Motor Company. Right away, we realized that Ford is a consumer demand-based company. And what that means is they actually recognize that the consumers drive the innovation within the company. The company has implemented Six Sigma and its continuous process improvement, and the Six Sigma tries to ensure that mistakes happen as little as possible in each particular process. Looking at Toyota, this company also understands that it is a consumer-based strategy, and this is what they've implemented. And they've designed and implemented a manufacturing process called lean manufacturing. The term lean manufacturing and Toyota have been synonymous with each other for many, many years. And value is defined essentially as adding what the customer wants and is willing to pay for. And the last part of this, a little nuance as far as this is concerned compared to Ford, is Toyota also focuses on the waste, on the other hand, and it focuses on things that aren't adding value and eliminating them. And now to go over some recommendations, Curtis Sinclair is going to come back up and discuss one of these final slides.
As mentioned earlier, we talked about how they're looking at using polymers, board steels, and 3D printers and like that in order to improve the plant for what they're doing. Basically, that keeps in line with what they want to do with the technology. They want to make use of those 3D printers. Keep in line with basically what these plants are wanting to do. They got to keep up with production, and they got to keep up with the demand of the consumers. So technology being used out, it's a big part of society as it is today. So they definitely want to implement that. What each one of these plants are wanting to do, they want to keep the plant growth consistent to the company needs. They don't want to overproduce. They definitely want to make sure that they don't underproduce as well either. They want to make sure they stay current with the demands of the consumer. Definitely they want to keep the technology updated as much as possible. They don't want to get too far behind in the times, which right now Ford is actually doing pretty good at keeping up. And then what they also want to do is maintain management implementations company-wide. This right here goes in line with what Six Sigma is wanting to do, is what they're doing with all the processes. And so far I think that's what they're doing so far, so I think that's pretty much it. Ford has been doing pretty good on everything that we've talked about. So there really wasn't a whole lot to improve on what they're doing.